Well, following on from Spats Bear's Sanyo TV set, here's another 19-inch one by Mitsubishi. Must have been around the same time, I should think, late 70s, very early 80s. The casing is still made of what seems to be wood, but it's very high quality plastic, actually moulded and painted to resemble wood. Amazing. They still hadn't quite got away from the old wood and chrome and black look of the 60s and 70s then, as you can see. This was quite something in its day. It's got a remote control. Not many did here in those days. And I don't know if you noticed, but when you press the button on the remote here, a reassuring little LED comes on to let you know that the set has received it. And oh dear, happy days. Can't do too much from here. You certainly can't tune it from here. There's a rather optimistic 16 channel change buttons on it, and at the time this set was new, I think here in the UK we only had BBC 1, BBC 2 and what is now ITV 1, all analogue of course. We might possibly have had channel 4, I think that came on in round about 1982. I'm not 100% certain, but 5 was a much later arrival, especially where I live down the south coast. You can mute it from here as well. Again, on she comes. Full controls are over here. Change channel here. Volume control there. Another mute. I've also put him into standby, but I usually turn it off down here at the main. Little lid pops open to reveal AV TV changeover. Sub volume, no, not a subwoofer. That determines the volume to which the remote will increase or decrease. Brightness, horizontal size there, and a tone control. Just see a little tiny treble clef up there. Tuning is done from here. Pressing the button there switches off the AFT function, and you can then do your thing on each channel as you go. Channel presetting is down there. I wonder how many people that confused. Nearly as many as today's LCD equipment does with Freeview, I suspect. The whole thing has a very high quality, nice feel to it. There's a two-way speaker, little tweeter thing in there, and the bass speaker, if you could call it that, though it's more like mid, isn't it really? Though this set hasn't got a bad tone. It's the same speaker that you used to find in a lot of Philips boom boxes back in the 80s. Usually the ones where you lost rewind because the gears in the cassettes were made of what seemed to be red Leicester cheese. Handsome. Still, can't really blame them. They were about to shut the factories down in Europe, so I suppose morale was low. But anyway, back to this old crock. There's a handy pocket on the side there, into which you can put the remote. And as you can see, looking at the picture, the remote control still works beautifully. Turning down the colour. Actually, that's a little bit better, that is. There we go. Ah yes, the old South. Yes, my friend in Georgia's found out about that. It's gone forever, she says. Where she went down there, the people were not nice, shall I say, and there was none of this southern hospitality stuff and so on and so forth. Yeah. Oh dear. Anyway, moving swiftly on, so there is another old crock for you. Down below here, this little door opens to reveal a 5-pin DIN plug. What else in this country at that time? For connecting a tape recorder, so you really could, if you wanted to, tape Top of the Pops on your sharp boombox or something like that. Only in mono, though, I hasten to add. NICAM hadn't come along yet. This set was given to me by my neighbours when they bought a NICAM set with a cathode ray tube, and that's only just died, and I'm afraid they've done the unthinkable for television fanatics and replaced it with one of those LCD things. Whoa dear. Headphone plug there, usual Walkman size headphone jack. I think it probably is a stereo one wired for mono, so you could use a proper headphone and not one of those tin-eared earphone things. And then obviously your mains off-on switch. But what strikes me about it is how well it's all made. The little doors still open and the catches are alright. Nothing's broken or anything like that. Mind you, my neighbours would have looked after this, I have to say that much. Equally ancient video machine there, the older JVC. Once the pride and joy of many a home are these things, the old top loader. Rented out by Granada and among others. I've seen them badged as a bed, and JVC, obviously Ferguson, even ITT as a telly recorder, but all the same mechanics inside. Some with the letterbox, so you push the tape in and it takes it in and does its thing, but all with the same really nice mechanism inside. You just don't get that sort of thing. You look at the last ones, the innards look like they're assembled on a squash bean can. It's terribly flimsy. Anyway, this set, as you'd expect, is nearly as deep as it is wide. It's not exactly low profile, but it doesn't really need to be. It's not getting in the way. It's like the Toshiba in my drawing room. That's the same. Huge old thing, but who cares? It does the job and will probably outlast quite a few of these LCD things as it goes. You can connect a Freeview box to this, because I have. This set replaced an old Sony that was 40 odd years old when it went fat. The picture just collapsed and disappeared. So this set had been made around 1980, I should think. Possibly late 70s. Anyway, I hope you liked it, and see you again soon.